Pledge of Allegiance given by Fire Marshal Kevin Lloyd will direct us. Our Heavenly Father, as we come before Thee at this appointed time to sit down and discuss the issues pertaining to Box Elder County, we're grateful unto Thee for the opportunity to live in a land of freedom. And we recognize that that freedom is supported and sustained by those who live here, and pray that we can work together to accomplish good things. We're thankful unto Thee for the blessings of having family and friends and be able to work together. Thankful unto Thee for our health and our strength and all those who work so hard to preserve and protect our freedoms. We pray that Thy Spirit will be in attendance to say that which we do will be according to Thy mind and will. And we ask for these blessings and thank Thee for all we have. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Item C is the approval of the minutes for February 12th, 2025.
I've read the minutes, and I would make a motion to approve the minutes as stated.
I'll second it.
It's been moved by Commissioner Vincent and seconded by Commissioner Perry to approve the minutes for February 12th, 2025. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Just by way of information, those that would like to participate in public comment at the end of the meeting, there is a sign-up sheet in the back corner of the building. You need to sign up and bring that paper forward to our clerk before the meeting ends if you'd like to be involved in that. Okay, item 3, administrative review reports, future agenda items. Commissioner Vincent?
I think I'm good.
Commissioner Perry?
I just think we need to put on the future agenda item is the discussion we had in the administrative meeting and that gentleman wanting to do the payments and having them come back and have that discussion at a future meeting.
Tanner?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Bessinger.
yep.
Thank you, Commissioner Perry. That's great.
Okay, will you make a note of that for us, Marla? Okay, thank you. Number 4, farmer agenda items.
Nothing.
I don't have anything either.
Emergency management issues, Mark? Nothing. ARPA, LATCF, Charlene? Nothing new, okay. Okay, item number 7 is Box Elder County employee recognition that Commissioner Vincent will be taking care of today.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Bingham. We really appreciate our employees and all the things that they do and all the hard work that they do for our county. Diana Gerhardt has been a friend of mine forever, and she does not like a lot of attention. But she's going to get it today. I'm sorry, Diana. And it says on this Employee of the Month, it says, why or why not? Have you ever visited with her? Of course you have. Diana is friendly and has a wonderful smile, and her identical laughter, quick wit, and she definitely has a joyful personality. Diana is very knowledgeable about the procedures in the assessor's office. That's why she is the chief deputy assessor. Diana works hard together with other departments when a situation arises that crosses into both offices. Diana will have ideas and is open to suggestions to come to a workable outcome or solution. Diana happily greets the public at the office window and assists them with the information they seek. Diana listens to the circumstances that the citizens come in and ask about. Diana responds with proper individualized information concerning the citizen's personal situation or question. Diana handles it all very professionally. She definitely will work to defuse a confrontational situation by maintaining correctness in her fact-based response. Diana has actively participated on the employee committee for several years. There is a difference between being on the committee and actively participating. Diana began her work at Box Elder County in the motor vehicle department, baptism by fire, appraising and the assessor's office was a natural next step. Diana has been with the county for 23 years. Longevity only comes when things are working well for both parties, and it's been good to have her around. Employee of the Month is a simple recognition of someone who's done a lot of good for Box Elder County for a long time. Thanks for your consideration. Thank you, Diana. We appreciate that.
Diana, we would invite you to come up.
Just
so
what
we
you
can
wanted to
recognize
do.
you.
That's why Dan came to the meeting.
So we present this to you, but we recognize that Commissioner Perry is out of town and we need his signature.
Okay, thank you.
So Commissioner Perry,
I'll swing by and sign it. I'll come by and sign it when I get back.
Okay, thank you.
thank you very much. If you just shake your hand.
Sorry, we gotta put a rose between the thorns.
That's right.
Thank
Thank you so much
This
for
way,
your service.
Oh,
Thank you.
hang on, Diana, will you look this way? Oh, I didn't realize you were
All
either,
the
sorry.
cameras in the audience.
I didn't even see
I didn't, sorry. We gotcha. Perfect, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
My bad,
Sorry.
We have both sides. Thank you, Diana. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay, item number 8, public interest, presentations, concerns, Youth of the Year speech, Warren Jensen, Boys and Girls Club Youth of the Year. So you are Warren Jensen. What's your name?
Warren Jensen.
Warren Jensen, okay, all right, I just wanted to make sure. Have a seat right there and pull that microphone really close to your mouth so everybody
Okay.
can hear you.
Ready?
Yeah, you gotta be really close,
Oh, really close.
like really close. There.
Really close like that.
Kind of like like you're singing in a band or something.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, I'm Warren Jensen. I started at the Boys and Girls Club when I was in grade school. I'm a junior at Bear River High, and I get pretty good grades. I participate in the FFA. I like playing games online with friends. I love classic rock, and all in all, my life's pretty good. I learned hard work when I was really young. Watching my mom work at the Post plant and my dad work at the Walmart distribution center, I saw that working hard for your family was good, and I found good in doing it myself. I was lucky to attend the Boys and Girls Club, and it was held at Garland Elementary. At the club, I connected with both school and club staff, so when my parents divorced, I had adults in my life to keep me on track. When my dad was trying to raise us alone, the club made sure my homework was done and I had time to run and play before going home, making it easier for my dad to work long hours and still take care of us. When my dad remarried and my mom was back, my dad made sure I saw both of them, showing me the importance of family, forgiveness, and moving on. With new older and younger siblings, my stepmom was becoming a huge part of my life when she experienced kidney failure at the same time COVID hit. As a family with small kids, we were quarantined at home. But due to COVID, I could continue with school as I helped with the younger kids. My dad could work longer hours at the distribution center to make up for time missed for dialysis. Family and friends in our small town would deliver groceries and whatever else we needed so we could stay safe. I had plenty of time with the little kids, keeping them entertained and helping however I could so my stepmom could rest. 2 years ago, my stepmom got a transplant. I was itching to get back to club, but I had to wait till strength and stability returned. I'm grateful that through this experience, I have learned what is really important: family, friends, and health. I love helping out at the club. I love getting to know the kids and giving them the good life I have. I love participating in FFA. I still love gaming online with friends. I'm in the engineering program at high school and want to go into something working with my head and hands. The future I have because of the club is brighter and better than without it. No matter what I do, I will always stay near family. As I said before, my life is good. I don't say that because I'm stupid or simple. I'm here to say that it's a choice, and it takes hard work and intelligence to make a good life, and I'm committed to both. Thank you.
Thank you so
Warren.
much for coming.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Very
Appreciate
good.
that. Great lesson in service there as well, Warren. Thank you for coming. Okay, item 9, clerk's office. Item A, Marla.
Okay, I've got a couple of new appointments to some special service districts. First of all, I want to thank Roger Burt, who has served on the Corinne Cemetery Board. He served from 2018 until just now. And it's been recommended after advertising and everything that Brian E. Davis be appointed to the Corinne Cemetery Board. So that's the
I would
first.
make a motion that we appoint Brian E. Davis to the Korean Cemetery Board.
Second?
It's been moved by Commissioner Perry and seconded by Commissioner Vincent to appoint Brian E. Davis to the Corinne Cemetery Board. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion is unanimous and carries. Marla?
Okay, the next one is for the Box Elder County and Willard City Flood Control District. Zeke Marshall has been serving since 2022 and has resigned, and it's recommended to appoint Jeff Forsgren in his place.
I'll make a motion that
I'd make a,
I'll make a motion that we appoint Jeff Forsgren to the Box Elder County Willard City Flood Control Special Service District.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Commissioner Vincent and a second by Commissioner Perry to appoint Jeff Forsgren to Box Elder County and Willard City Flood Control Special Service District. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I will make note that Jeff was at the meeting earlier this month. He's ready to go, so.
Thank you. These guys serve without any compensation. It's a lot of time and dedication, so we appreciate their service.
Yes, that's true. I think we're all well aware of that. They do great work to serve the people of the county. Okay, item 10A, Bear River Mental Health Audit Report, Rob Johnson. Rob's not here? Okay, so item A and item B were both for him.
I am here.
You are here, okay. I should have said, are you in the foyer?
Sorry, Rob,
Sorry.
we were just moving along. Sorry about that.
Please.
Please.
I'm sorry, my wife taught me not to hesitate, just get moving along.
Rob Johnson, the finance director at Bear River Mental Health. And each year, state code requires that we come and talk about our financial audit with the local mental health authorities. And we have this thing that needs to be signed. I also have hard copy of the audit if you're
Thank you.
interested.
I believe you sent this to us.
I think it
I-
came electronic.
Yeah, because I have actually reviewed this, Rob.
Yeah.
I went to and reviewed it.
So if you'll turn to page 5. This is the auditor's opinion. The second paragraph there on page 5. In our opinion, the accompanying financial statements present fairly in all material respects the financial position of Bear River Mental Health Services, Inc. as of June 30th, 2024 and 23, and the changes in net assets and its cash flows for the years then ended in accordance with the accounting principles generally accepted in the United States of America. So it's a clean opinion from the auditors. And then we'll just go through a few of the highlights. On page 8 is the statement of financial position or the balance sheet. And you can see that our total assets are a little over $19,900,000. Right in the center there, can you see the line unexpected county funds? We're on different years. You budget on a calendar year. We do things on a fiscal year, the state fiscal year. And so we can't always, there's a 20% required match on most of the state funding that comes to us. And we can't always get that perfect. And if you ever budget more than what we need in any given year, we don't just take that. We put it in this county unexpected. So if you're ever short on funds in a year, then we can use that for that 20% match.
To take care of that.
Yeah, to take care of that, so it helps. And of that 63,168, Box Elder County's is 31,049 of that 63,000. On page 9 is the statement of activities, or our income statement. And you can see, third number from the bottom, we made $934,000 in 2024. The third number from the top, you can see that's the county funds, that's the $546,000, that's the money from the three different, from Cash Rich and Box Elder County. And I like to picture this as kind of an inverted pyramid. Without that county funds, we can't bring down the state funds. That's that 20% match requirement that I spoke about. And without those county and state funds to match the Medicaid dollars, we can't bring down those federal Medicaid dollars. So without that $546,000 of county funds, our budget, instead of being almost $18 million in revenue, would be just a few $1,000,000. You know, maybe 1 or 2 million, because we couldn't bring down all of those other funding. So thank you for your support over the years in funding the mental health system. We appreciate it. If we turn to the next page, page 10, there's a little more detail on the expenditures. This is the functional expense report. You can see that we are a service organization. Most of our expenditures, you know, almost 75% of them are up there in the personnel line. The other big line there is professional. As part of our Medicaid contract, we do have to pay when people need to be hospitalized for mental illness, and those, most of that, 2.6 million of that 2.8 in professional is for paying hospitals for hospitalizations. Back to page 25. This is the report from the auditors on internal control. And the last sentence there on page 25, it says, during our audit, we did not identify any deficiencies in internal control that we consider to be a material weakness. And then on to the next page, on page 26, at the bottom of that first paragraph, the results of our test disclose no instances of noncompliance or other matters that are required to be reported under government auditing standards. That's my report, and I'll try and answer any questions if you have questions.
So really what that's saying is that you're following your policies and your procedures, right?
Right.
So give us a 2-minute rundown of what you do.
At Bear River Mental Health?
Yeah.
We serve the mentally ill in the 3 county areas, particularly the seriously and persistently mentally ill. You know, some people have insurance and can go to the private providers. If they really want to come see us, we'll see them. But this is really, Bear River Mental Health is the safety net for these 3 counties and with mental illness. And we provide the therapy and the wraparound services, including we have some places where they can stay, you know, help with the homeless population, and really serve the most seriously mentally ill in the Tri-County area.
Okay,
Day
thank you.
treatment programs and,
I appreciate that. I appreciate you letting everybody know. The reason I ask is so everybody would understand
yeah.
that, so.
And we also try and do as much early intervention as we can. We're in the schools in all 3 counties, and we try and help children, try and catch it early and help them so that they don't have as many problems with their mental health issues.
Okay,
So we're the safety net, but we also try and help on the front end.
okay, thank you. Commissioners, do you have any questions for?
You guys keep data and stuff on that and with your folks and
Yeah.
those type of things that are working and those type of things that are not working, correct?
Yeah, we have pretty good outcome data where,
Okay.
you know, where they're taking stuff pre-services and then during service and post-service, so we know what has helped. And
Okay. Because, you know, I've had people come and talk to me about this, and I would like to see some of that data just kind of see what we're doing, how we're helping folks in our community and those type of things. So
We could schedule something and
that'd be
have-
great. I'd
have the-
actually like that
Have the director or
opportunity.
someone come and present some of those outcome dates.
Yeah, I'd like to see some of that
great.
data.
That'd be great.
Hey, Commissioner, before we get to the next item, which is the addendum, I just need to clarify with Mr. Johnson. How does this addendum, is this going to affect us with the change that we're doing with Bear River Health Department? Is this going to be any, maybe our attorney can answer that question. If this addendum is fine with the current changeover that we're encountering now, with the Bear River Health Department working with Bear River Mental Health.
Commissioner Perry, I think probably Mr. Hatfield can answer, but my understanding, Commissioner Perry, is that this is not changing any part of the contract besides it's the new amount for that 20% for mental health. It's changing the amount in the contract so that we get to that 20% that's required by state code.
I think that's correct. It's my understanding, too, that with the reorganization that's happening, this may change the way that works. It may have to be renegotiated once the change is made, but there's no sense in messing with it right now before the change is made. So that's the attorney's position on it.
Okay, thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Okay, item B, after the discussion, I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we addendum number 25-08 to contract for Bear River Mental Health Services.
I'll second it.
It's been moved by Commissioner Vincent and seconded by Commissioner Perry to approve addendum number 25-08 to contract for Bear River Mental Health Services. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate you coming.
Appreciate it, Rob. Thank you.
On that certification, do you want to wait till Commissioner Perry's here and can sign it and then send
Absolutely.
it,
Yeah.
send it over to me?
Oh, this one here?
Yeah,
Yep, we can do that.
okay.
We'll hang on to it.
Thank you.
very much.
Appreciate it.
And
Thank
thanks
you.
again for your support.
You bet. Okay, item 10C, we invite Keith Meekum and Linda Kawana to come forward. And this is for a fee waiver for the use of the fairgrounds for the Box Elder School District Foundation Jubilee of Trees.
I'm the executive director of the Box Elder School District Foundation. Linda Kawana is one of our board members as well as the lead for the Jubilee of Trees. I just wanted to just state just a little bit. We have four main initiatives as the Box Elder School District Foundation. Again, it is a nonprofit that it's tied to the school, but it is not the school district. It is money that is ran through to support fine arts and clinics and workshops inside our district, support STEM projects and equipment, to fund special teacher projects, things that are outside of what we would typically do as part of our regular curriculum, and then to support student health and wellness initiatives. Those are our four main things, and we have 4 fundraisers a year that are our main fundraisers, and one of these fundraisers is the Jubilee of Trees. And so with just that background, and again, thank you for taking the time to listen to our request, I'm going to let Linda go from there.
I appreciate it. Thank you. The monies earned from the Jubilee of Trees will be used for the student health and wellness part of our goals. And that money is used for food pantries in our schools and weekend backpacks that go home with the students. And also, we're using some of this money as a kind of a basis for our teen centers that we want to have hopefully in the near future. We would like one at both ends of the district for teens. This will be our 4th year of the Jubilee of Trees, and I wanted to see it both at the north and south ends, kind of alternate where we have the Jubilee of Trees. And what we would like is a waiver on the fees for the fairgrounds. We do have it reserved for November the 11th through the 15th right now.
So what do? You Jubilee of Trees means you have trees that you're decorating for Christmas and then you
Well, we
auction them
have,
off or
this is
something?
all, everything is donated. And we have people do online auction for trees. We have a silent auction of different baskets and donated items. And also, we have a dinner that we have our sponsors come to. And then it's open to the public 2 nights, and we have them come, and we have activities for the children. We have entertainment for, local entertainment, like our choir comes in, band, whatever. So it's a community event, and it's free for the public, no charge.
Just by way of information, the reason the county charges a fee is so that the facility can be maintained. So if we were to, and I'm speaking as one member of the group of 3, but we would need the facility to be swept up and mopped and the garbage taken out. I talked to the Jan, who's in charge of the county, and she said that they would take care of the restrooms. But if you could do that, then I would entertain a motion from the commissioners.
And I
Can I
think,
ask a question before
Sure.
we get the motion?
Please.
I'm just curious about where they held it last year and if wherever they held it, if
The
they
pa-
gave them a fee waiver
oh.
as well.
The past 3 years, we've had it at the Brigham City USU Center.
And they gave you a fee waiver as well when you did it there, is that correct?
They gave us a pretty good deal. They had to actually have someone there the whole time, so we did pay, I think, $200 for their time to be there to kind of help protect the area. We certainly would, if there needs to be somebody there, the entire time. Obviously, we will have people there volunteering, but if there's some additional costs, we would certainly entertain paying whatever that is. And if we just wanted to see if what we originally were quoted could come down to where, again, none of these funds will go to any of us. Everybody will be giving straight volunteer hours. We will clean up and make it look better than we found it. And we'd be very appreciative, and all that would then come back to our students at some level.
I also talked to Jan as well, and Jan said that she was in favor just as long as it's cleaned up and stuff like that.
So the one question I had, and you would probably know about this better than I do, incidental damage or something of that nature?
Any of that we would take care of at some level, either whoever did it or if it was an accident, we would be true to our word.
Okay. Any more questions, commissioners?
I'll make a motion that we approve the fee waiver for the use of the fairgrounds for the Box Elder School District Foundation Jubilee of Trees.
With the conditions that have been put in, I'll second it.
With that caveat of the conditions that we've discussed.
Okay, then we've got a motion from Commissioner Vincent and a second by Commissioner Perry. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Appreciate it.
Okay, item 10D. Marla, would you like to explain a little bit about this?
You bet. As you remember, probably last commission meeting, there was a public hearing held for an ag protection area out in the West Corinne area. So Resolution 2504 is approving that if you wish.
Have any questions, commissioners, on the public hearing and questions about the agricultural protection area in West Corinne? If not, I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the resolution number 25-04, creating an agricultural protection area in West Corinne.
I will second that. It's been motioned by Commissioner Vincent to approve Resolution 25-04, creating an agricultural protection area in West Korean, and a second by Commissioner Bingham. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
No.
And Commissioner Lee opposes. That'll be noted. Motion carries. Okay, thank you. On to item 11, community development. Scott Lyons, would you like to come and help us, please?
All right, so what's being requested here is the vacation of stormwater easement. It sits on lots 7 and 8 of Bayview Estates subdivision in the South Willard area. The applicant to have this basin easement vacated is the Willard, Box Elder County and Willard City Flood Control District. So they have jurisdiction and operate in that area. My understanding of the history of this is the two landowners of lots 7 and 8 approached the flood control district and asked if that easement could be vacated. It takes up a portion of their property. So, and I guess to say, this is an older subdivision. How we handle these now is we don't allow easements on individual properties. We actually require it to be a separate parcel. And if it's in South Willard, for example, then that separate parcel is owned by the flood control district. If it's in an area, let's say north of Brigham City, then that separate parcel is dedicated to the county, and the county roads department would do the maintenance on that basin. So this was done prior to that policy going into place, where it was an easement on an individual's subdivision lot. So they haven't been able to use that portion of their lot because of that easement. In theory, that easement would function as it's supposed to and collect stormwater and then to drain that stormwater off at an appropriate rate. This basin has never functioned as it's supposed to and has never collected water. And so the landowners requested that the flood control district come out, investigate that, look at the engineering on it, reassess the engineering for that development and adjacent developments that may, collect water in that area. The flood control district contracts with the same engineering firm as the county. I know our county roads department and engineer were involved in this assessment. Jones and Associates is the contract engineer for both the county and the flood control district. They assessed the basin. There is a new basin that is owned by the flood control district, about 6 houses down the street from this, and that basin does function how it's supposed to. So essentially that basin is taking on the water that this basin was maybe intended to take on. So with all of that being looked into, investigated, the conclusion that we received from the flood control district's engineer is that this basin is non-functional and that it can be vacated. So they are the applicants on this vacation. It would release that easement essentially, so the property owner would no longer be burdened by that easement on that portion of their property and could use their property as they please.
So does Jones and Associates have a written document documenting these things, that they've done this study?
Yeah, I have emails from both the Jones engineer that is assigned to the flood control district, as well as the Jones engineer that is assigned to Box Elder County, and them discussing this and agreeing that it's non-functional and the easement can be released.
So it didn't even get water in it 2 years ago when they had that 4 inches of rain in 2 hours?
Not to our knowledge, I don't know.
And we've never had water in it.
Yeah.
Never had
I've
water?
lived there 14 years, nothing.
Okay. Okay, any questions, commissioners?
So per state code, a public hearing is required to be held. So that would be held, and then following the public hearing, there's ordinance 616, which would,
So then we would need to open a public hearing right now.
correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd make a motion, we open public hearing.
Okay,
Second.
okay, public hearing is open. A motion by Commissioner Vincent, second by Commissioner Perry. All those who would like to address this issue, you can come to the microphone and please state your name so Marla can make sure she gets that.
I don't know if it'll make much difference from what he said, but. My name is Bernie Rittenauer.
Okay, getting really close to that microphone.
Okay.
Sorry, Bernie.
My name is Bernie Rittenauer, and I am one of the lot owners. And we have been there, like I said, 24 years. And we've never really seen water in that at all. And so it's never functioned properly, but we've always had to maintain it. So we can't do anything with it. It's wasted land for us unless you can deed it back to us where we can actually use it and function, anything with it. Right now, it's just a piece of our land that we can't use at all.
So you're mowing it and spraying it and maintaining it, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Well, it's actually like this. So there's lots up on it to maintain the soil erosion, in our area. And so I can't speak for the neighbors, but, we've tried to maintain it and so it could do what it was supposed to do. And we just never really seen it do what it was supposed to do in the 24 years.
So the flood control district doesn't help maintain it or anything of that nature? They haven't?
Nope.
Hmm.
Nope.
We haven't maintained the canal along the road either,
So,
letting water in.
so I'd love to hear what you have to say right after him, if that's okay. Is that all you had to tell us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Please, would love to hear from you.
I don't really have anything to add, other than nothing's happened.
Well, I've been around tractors way too long. I can't hear unless you come up and talk on the microphone, so tell us who you are and we'd be glad to listen to what you have to say.
My name's Sarah Jackman, and we own one of the majority of the portion of the land that has the basin in it. And we've never seen water. The first year we moved in, we had horrible snowstorms, and there was nothing in there. And the canal that runs along our side of the property that's supposed to bring all the water in has never been maintained ever. We've never had anyone out there. So it just kind of has deteriorated over time. It is a huge chunk of our yard that we would like to fill in. We have goats and things, and we've not been able to build any permanent structures or fencing.
Sure.
So it's been really frustrating over the years to try to maintain our lifestyle without having that big piece of our property.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you coming to talk to us. Is there anybody else who would like to address this issue in a public hearing?
I'd make a motion, we close the public hearing.
Second.
You have a motion by Commissioner Vincent and a second by Commissioner Perry to close the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'd make a motion that we approve ordinance number 616, an ordinance for vacating an easement.
I'll second it.
Have a motion by Commissioner Vincent and a second by Commissioner Perry to approve ordinance number 616, an ordinance for vacating an easement. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, thank you. So Scott, they know what they need to do, or you'll take care of this? How does this go from here? Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, we have Weed Department, final approval of new weed board member, Wyatt Freeze. Would you come and talk to us about it?
Yes, thank you. Wyatt Freeze, Boxer County Weed Department Supervisor. So at our fourth quarter meeting in 2024, Buzz Nelson's term on the board concluded. And so the board discussed and voted to recommend Ryan Adams to the commissioners as the replacement to fill that vacant position. So
if that is before the commissioners, then we need to approve or disapprove, right?
correct. Yes, sir.
I would make approval of the new weed board member, Ryan Adams.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Commissioner Vincent and a second by Commissioner Perry to approve Board Member Ryan Adams to be on the County Weed Board. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, item number 13, Treasurer's Office forgiveness on Great Bell taxes, parcel 01-041-0043 and 01-041-0044. So if I could, Diana, would you come, and Sean, come up and explain this a little bit before we address the issue?
Do you want to give the background, Diana?
Diana Gerhart, the Chief Deputy in the Assessor's
Get
Office.
that really close to your mouth. I know you don't want to, we can't hear you.
Okay. Diana Gerhart, Chief Deputy Assessor. So this is for Bob Davis. There was a quitclaim deed recorded April 20th of 2023 that divided two of his parcel numbers into two new numbers for the 2024 tax year. So we had to have a new Greenbelt sign up. I sent him an original application on August 16th of 2023. I sent a reminder on October 12th of 23, and I sent a final notice on February 23rd of 2024. I removed the two new parcels from Greenbelt on March 31st of 2024. The law says you have to have the May 1st is the deadline to sign a parcel into Greenbelt for the tax year. Then apparently, Mr. Davis came in on, my notes say December 2nd, to come into the office to pay his taxes. That's when he realized they were not in Greenbelt. He came over and talked to me, and I handed him an application then. And then on December 5th, there was an annexation recorded. So after the fact of when I gave him the new application, then it got two new parcel numbers again because of the annexation. So I gave him another, so I mailed him another application, and anyway, and then he signed it back in with the two new numbers on, I got that back in the office on December 19th. So long story short, he did not get his Greenbelt application in on time for the 2024 tax year. So he is asking forgiveness on these parcels, wants to pay the taxes on what it would have been had it been in Greenbelt. He did not have an application on file for the 2024 tax year.
So he was in the neighborhood of about 8 months late.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we do have an application on file for 2025. So it did go back into Greenbelt for 2025. Technically, there should have been a rollback on it. We are willing to waive the rollback or not apply the rollback because the use is there. We're not questioning the ag use. It's the application was not on file. The rollbacks were substantial. One was about $25,000. One is, I think, about $11,000.
So
The
what-
question is just the taxes, the difference in the taxes,
So what are we talking, the difference in the taxes that he'll be required to pay?
about $9,000.
$9,000 as compared to the rollback would be 30 some odd thousand, right?
Well, both of them are technically should be paid. The taxes are, the difference between the two parcels is $97.03 and that, I don't know anything about, Sean will have to tell you any late fees or penalties on top of that.
Okay.
That's the background on my end.
Okay, thank you so much. Sean?
When Mr. Davis came in on December, I'll say who I am first, I'm sorry. Sean Thornley, Box Elder County Treasurer. Mr. Davis came in on December 2nd and paid a portion of both of those parcels that are in question, or the taxes on those. He made a partial payment on those, so there still is a tax owing on that. Generally, what I tell folks when there's some kind of a disagreement is that they should pay their taxes to avoid penalties and interest, and then if there is any refund that I need to make later, I'm more than happy to do that in a timely fashion. So there were only partial payments, so there are penalties and interest on these taxes. The total tax on the two parcels that is still owing is $7,134.41. And of that, $282.51 is penalties and interest. And the treasurer's office is amenable to not applying the rollback, but we do feel that the taxes should be paid as they sit for 2024. So it would be essentially paying taxes on the market value of the property for 2024.
So if we're not going after the rollback, that's a substantial savings to him, correct?
Right.
Huge.
Okay.
Okay, I will entertain a motion.
I'd make a motion that we not charge him the rollback, but that he should be paying the proper tax and penalties, considering the fact that we did everything in our power to getting those information out. And he failed to respond in a timely manner. So yeah, I think he needs to pay the proper property tax for 2024 with penalties, but we will forgive the rollback of that 30 whatever thousand plus in lieu of him taking care of this other part.
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Perry and seconded by Commissioner Vincent that we require the taxes that are due on those parcels and the penalties, but that we would forgive the rollback as recommended by the assessors and the treasurer's office. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, thank you.
Thank you
for
so
your help.
much.
I didn't get to say anything. Didn't get any defense for myself.
You had that opportunity in a meeting before. Would you like to come and discuss that issue, or?
You tabled it for, yeah,
I didn't see you was here. If you'd like to come up,
for this meeting.
come on up.
Yeah, I'm a little frustrated about the whole situation.
Sit down and tell us who you are and get by the microphone so we can hear.
Excuse me. My name's Bob Davis, and I'm the guilty party of misunderstanding the tax laws and the bills and all the whatever. I'd like to say that I'm all for the taxes. I think they're a good service. I like what they do. So I'm not trying to get out of any taxes or anything, but there was a lot of confusion, like the lady stated. I've paid. It's been every time it's been out of Greenbelt like 4 times in the last 3 years, and the county required me to do a lot line adjustment, and that took it out of Greenbelt, and that's where my confusion came in. I was just trying to keep it in the right zone, and that's why it came out of Greenbelt. And I was confused on the issue. I called in, and they was talking about a 2-acre lot, and I have this subdivision going on. And I was like, well, yeah, there's a 2-acre lot doesn't qualify for Greenbelt. It don't apply to me. That's where my confusion come in. That's my fault. And that's where I'm asking for forgiveness. I will be paying rollback on this subdivision, and you guys will be collecting your money. I just feel that I'd like a little bit of leniency on the year of 2024 due to my ignorance and the confusion, one thing and another. I'm not, I'm all for the taxes. I think they're a great system.
So they testified that they sent out notices. They sent 3
They sent
notices.
some out. I got some I didn't get. I was confused as to what the notices, a lot of times you get, I thought they were for this 2-acre lot. I'm not admitting to anything but guilt it was a misunderstanding on my part. And one of the notices that I probably would have understood, I did not get. And I'm not saying they didn't send it out. I'm just saying that I didn't get it. And it probably just got slipped into the garbage after it come in the mail.
So, you've mentioned that you have property that's been in and out of Greenbelt 3 or 4 times?
These two parcels.
So have you ever been to the office here to talk to him about it?
I did, and we got confused, and I thought, well, I'll figure it out when I go in and pay, and then they said it was too late. When I come in to pay on December 2nd, they said it's too late. We can't do it. Our hands are tied, and the commission is the only one that can give me forgiveness for my mistake. And I feel like my mistake was made through me trying to comply with the county and their zoning laws on lot line adjustment, which caused it to come out. That's where, and sometime this year I'll be paying rollbacks on it. And you know, if we can just credit that to the rollbacks or whatever, I'm gonna be paying it. I just don't wanna pay it twice.
Paying the rollback? What do you mean?
Well,
So when you go into, so you're actually developing this land, is what you're
I'm
saying?
developing a 5-acre lot. When it is finalized, I'll be paying the rollbacks on that 5 acres, which will be a considerable amount of money, and I'm just asking that $7,000 that was different. I come in and paid what the regular taxes I would have been had it been in Greenbelt.
So I guess I'm a little misunderstanding. If you have this plan and you're planning on developing it and you know you're gonna be paying a rollback tax, why did you take it out? Why did you take it out?
I didn't take it out. I did a lot line adjustment for the county to keep it in the zone, and it automatically goes out.
Did they tell you that? Did Scott tell you that? Who told you that? Or nobody told you?
Diane just told you that.
Yeah.
Or that lady that was right here. She just told you that when it automatically goes out anytime you get a new parcel number. Anytime you do any lot line adjustment or anything, you get a new parcel number. And this is where I got confused. As I would come in, I did a lot line adjustment, got a new parcel number. It come out of Greenbelt. They says, you need to get this back in Greenbelt, and they was talking about a 2-acre lot. I was assuming it was my subdivision, and that's where my fault is not, because I certainly would rather pay $40 to put it back in the Greenbelt than $7,000 for rollback.
So do you know what the purpose of Greenbelt is?
I do. It's to help the farmer.
If you're gonna farm the land, you have a responsibility to generate income off that land, and you actually have to prove that so much that you're generating so much off of that.
Then there's no question on that, and to this day. But once I do the subdivision, then I pay the rollback.
Yeah.
And right now it's disc, pasture, and sheep, fence, pipe, sprinkler irrigation, and so on. And I just, I just feel like I just kind of slipped through the cracks on I put it back in Greenbelt, I think 3 or 4 times between annexing into the city and so on and so forth. And once the subdivision's done, then the money will be appropriated for the rollbacks, and everything will be current and correct, and
I commend those guys on their jobs, they do it, and they're right.
Well, I actually have to fill out a form for Greenbelt as well. And I mean, the responsibilities on the property owner, it's not really on county employees,
I understand that, and between December 2nd and now, I've done 3.
Yeah, well, that was 8 months too late.
No, I mean, from when I annexed into Willard City, I had to do it. From when I did a lot line adjustment for the county, I had to do it. And
Why did you have to do the lot line adjustment? Because of the
to
annexation?
keep it in a 20-acre zone for the county to be in compliance with their zone. I just felt like it was a non-conforming lot, but when I went to get a permit to build a chicken coop, they said they couldn't give me a permit, and I had to do a lot line adjustment. And so that's what started the whole chain of events.
Well,
And my confusion is that I just done it, filled it out, the Greenbelt, put it in rollback in like 2020.
yeah, but what I'm trying to say is I understand your position. But you have to understand that we have people all over the county that have challenges.
I understand
We
that.
had a company come in not very many
I
months
was
ago.
here there, and I agree, that guy, and then the day I come in, you had a guy that said I didn't get it.
Yeah, but
So-
my point
so
is,
I didn't get it. You let him go. I didn't get it. Why don't you let me go? I mean, I'm gonna be.
Commissioner, you admitted in that meeting, prior meeting, that you actually remember receiving a couple letters in that previous meeting, and you told us you got them and then you just ignored them or didn't look at them. That's my concern, is the fact that you admitted to getting letters, and we heard from Diana that she's issued at least 3 or 4 letters, and that you didn't pay attention to those letters. That's the part that's disturbing to me, is the fact that you got not one notice, but multiple notices, and you just didn't do anything with them until after December 2nd, which is actually past the deadline,
For
even
taxes,
with the
yeah.
regular tax notice, which is November 30th.
Another thing, I actually have reviewed this and with the rollback and the amount of money that you would have paid if the county put their foot down and said, we're not gonna do anything, and we understand your position. I apologize you didn't get the opportunity to come up here to speak, but at the end of the day, we've reviewed this, and if we hit you for everything, it'd be huge. And so the county's willing to work with you, and absolutely, I feel that this is fair.
So I get to pay it twice then? That's
no, this is not rollback.
Well,
This
I
is you're
understand.
paying, you took it out of Greenbelt, and so you're paying regular taxes. You're not getting the Greenbelt rate for 2024.
Well, I just like that credit go to the rollback is what I'm asking.
To the rollback in the future, you're talking about?
When this goes through, that's correct. That's, I mean, I get the,
Do you understand if we allow this, our heads will be flat with our phones to our ears for the next 40 years? You know, I mean, we've got to abide by our code. We're not, we've got to abide by the rules, and what they've come and told you today is the rules. How can we run an organized entity if we don't abide by the rules? That's what we told that company that come in
well,
last summer. They
I
s-
think you should change the rules on how the rolls out on it, because I did absolutely nothing different. I baled the hay the same, I raised the sheep the same, all I did was did a lot line adjustment to install a chicken coop, and I get penalized $7,000 for doing that.
No, that's not
my-
true. You
that
did,
is
you
true.
didn't
That's-
fill out
that's
the
what
form.
happened.
No, you didn't fill out the form for Greenbelt after that lot line adjustment. You still had the right, you didn't finish the job.
Well,
If you'd have
that's where my
finished the job-
That's where my confusion was, is
Yeah.
with my,
But I have every understanding of all of that, but I mean, everybody in the county has to finish the job as well. I don't know really what to say.
well, I'd like to thank you all for your time, and I really like what you do with my tax money, so I guess it's where it's at. 'Cause I understand your positions.
Well, we don't, none of us like to pay taxes, and we all have to follow
I
the
don't actually
rules.
mind paying taxes.
Well, you're a better man than me.
I don't mind. I'm not, and so I heard that the IRS is, you just make the check to Elon Musk now, but other than that.
Anyway, thanks for, I'm
Yeah.
sorry about this whole thing.
Thanks,
Thanks for
Bob.
your coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Jenica. Now I got my agenda back up. Okay.
So I'm before you today to ask for a change to the public safety compensation procedures that we established in the budget session last year. We neglected to see through that the promoted positions of detective, sergeant, and corporal should have mid-year adjustments on their anniversary dates, and that's all this is asking for, is to just allow us to make those adjustments for this year only.
So they are budgeted accordingly?
Yes. Yep, it's not gonna hurt the budget. There's zero impact on that. And then as we move into 2026 budget planning, we would like to change policy for how we do compensation and make sure that everything moving forward is right. Just happens when you create a new program and implement it, there are certain little loopholes that just don't get put in writing, and that's what we need, is to just solidify that.
Okay. Any questions, commissioners? Okay,
I'll make a motion that we approve the public safety compensation procedures as presented.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the public safety compensation procedures for 2025. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Up here, I'll give you my PAs really quick.
Thank you. Okay, public comment period is the next on the agenda. Those wishing to make a public comment shall sign the comment roll and will be responsible for following the rules outlined in the county commission rules and procedures. Steve, did we have any closed hearing that you needed?
No.
Okay. Speakers will have 1 3-minute opportunity to speak regardless of the number of items they wish to address. Speakers shall address their comments to the county commission only. This is a time to be heard. There will not be a back and forth dialogue with commissioners. Speakers may file copies of the remarks or supporting information with the county clerk. The county clerk will make the information available to the county commission. To my knowledge, we only have one today, and that's Deanna Hardy.
Deanna Hardy, Brigham. After reviewing each of the Box Elder County Commissioners' assignments, it is evident that our local government is doing more than it should. It reminds me of what our founding fathers stated in the complaints in the Declaration of Independence against the King of England. The 10th complaint states, "He has erected a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance." Almost all the assignments for each public program can and should be put back into the free market, and all socialist programs listed should be closed and not allowed to enter our government. The citizens cannot afford to sustain all the socialism that has been allowed into our government. the Box Elder Committee of Liberty petitions this commission to reduce and restore our local government to its limited and proper role. The next topic, over the weekend, the Box Elder County Tourism Tax Advisory Board posted that grants are open. I posted 2 comments against the tourism tax, but they were removed. I took a screenshot of what I was able to see, which is included in this petition. This is the problem with online conversations. If it goes against the posting, they can delete your comments, even though the comments were polite and civil. The Box Elder Committee of Liberty sees the good and bad in having a computer system. We encourage the Box Elder County government to not censor freedom of speech, so long as it is respectful and without profanity or name-calling. Thank you. And just on a side comment, after listening to your discussion on the property taxes, Governor DeSantis of Florida is proposing to get rid of property taxes, which would be awesome, because then we would not have to pay rent to the government for the rest of our lives on our property. We would actually own our property and not have to follow all these ridiculous rules and procedures. Thank you.
Okay, that's our last one. We have dealt with the warrant register. Any personnel actions we've dealt with? No closed session. I will entertain a motion.
So moved?
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Vincent and seconded by Commissioner Perry to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, Lee. Appreciate you being involved.
Thanks. All right, take care.
See ya.